My students in my course have been learning all about how to build their record labels, how to become their own music businesses. And it's been so cool because we have such a diversity of students from artists to even attorneys, and people kind of just trying to get an understanding of the music business, how to be successful. And the big question that is always on record label owners' minds is how do we make money? Okay. The important stuff, of course, how do we stay legally protected? Let's get those contracts, right? All the kind of groundwork stuff. But when it comes to now, we're set up, we're executing. How do we make money? So I'm going to give you guys some of my best tips when it comes to making money, starting to execute right away, and we're going to jump into it. So make sure, of course, like this video no matter where you are watching right now. That helps to tell the algorithm to push us out. I definitely appreciate it. And then if you know someone, obviously word of mouth is the strongest way to just get the word out, and I appreciate you guys just sharing the knowledge, and so we can build our community together. All right, so first up, when it comes to how to make money in a very meaningful and a very fast kind of way as a music business, I'm always going to start with label services. Okay. So I always ask students, what are the skill sets that you already know how to do? What does that include? Give me a list. Okay. So just like write down everything that you can do. And often I find that, music enthusiasts, music entrepreneurs know how to do a lot of stuff from music marketing, right? To building websites, to designing, simple stuff in Photoshop, maybe even video editing, maybe music production, maybe they know how to take photos, right? And do photo shoots. And so what I do as kind of homework as a, first step, let's write down everything that you know how to do. And then once we have that list, we're going to now assign values to it, right? So if I was to hire you to, for example, make me a music video, how much time is it going to cost you? How fast can you get it done? And how much volume can you do? So when it comes to kind of structuring the label services, step one is to kind of think through and say, all right, is this something that I'm going to offer as a music business, right? Because you don't have to, right? There are some music companies that go, I'm only going to service the clients that actually, or the artists that I sign to my roster. So whether that is 5 people or 50 people, it's only going to be the people who actually sign contracts with my company. But what I do find is that the companies who end up still having the roster people over here, the roster artists, and then over in this area, it's people that they don't sign, okay, but they'll do label services for. Either way, it's cool, but I think that if you have a skill set and you're trying to build and you're trying to make money, it's kind of, easy money. Don't leave it on the table. So, for example, as we're kind of laying these things out, what does an artist need? And take it from the beginning to the, let's say, distribution of a song. So from the very beginning, we need someone who can help to make the song. Okay. So we need a producer, we need a songwriter. And sometimes artists don't know how to do any of that stuff. Sometimes you have artists who can help with the songwriting, right? So that was kind of me. When I was kind of first starting out, I knew how to write songs, I knew how to write lyrics, but I didn't know how to produce it, right? And so I started to teach myself how to do that, but then I started to collaborate with other producers, right? So there's things that you can do. But as you go, all right, so we have the song, we got to produce it, we got to record it, we got to get it done, and then we got to mix it. Okay, so there's people who all they do are mixing services. Well, we got to master it now. I know a guy who does as a main job, he does mastering services. Okay, so right there with just the music production from the record, or I would say the writing of the music, to recording the music, to mixing the music, to, finalizing and mastering, just that piece right there, those were services that you could charge for at every stage. And guess what? As a music business owner, as a record label owner, you don't need to know how to do all this stuff and be the actual person doing it. You just need to get someone then who is working under your label. And oftentimes I find that people already have, in their teams, a music producer, might be a partner, but you can find someone even virtually. You can find someone who might be like in another state or another country. But if they're in line with like the genre that you want to do and you try some, different projects together, perfect. So now you have kind of the production side handled. after production, now we need to go into two things. It's usually marketing and the visuals. Okay. So having a basic understanding of marketing is really important. This is something that I hammer home with all of my students. This is going to be sometimes the most important stuff that we learn when it comes to this cycle. How do we actually promote it? And that's a big question that artists have. So if we can offer those services of being like, we can do some basic promotion before the song comes out, while, the day it's released and some time afterwards, that is a huge benefit to artists, and they will pay you to do that. Okay. And to just give them that help. So then after we have that, obviously music videos, we want photo shoots, we want stuff for social media and the press releases. So these are all things that are very actually simple to learn. Even music video production, you can learn it yourself. Me and my team, that's definitely something that we did in the beginning. But obviously, at some point, you can go and hire a director of photographer or photography, I should say, and you can get that assistance. So in the label services, think of all the things that you can do, including for you legal people, right? Paralegals, legal assistants, lawyers. In that process, there are things that you can do as well. If you are now in the legal side of things, but you are now running an entertainment company. So when it comes to, some of the best ways to actually make money as a music business, as a record label services are going to do really well for you and your company. We have talked a lot about all the different ways that you can, make some serious cash as a record label, as a music business, and you can get all this information and more in my online course, which is how to build a record label. And it's my step-by-step guide on how to build your label in 60 days. Okay. In 60 days, you will have a fully operational label. And my course, it's coming fully loaded. I'm giving you contract templates, and it's so that you can actually keep yourself and your business legally protected. And also through the process, I give you one-on-one direct support, and you'll have access to my exclusive community. And what I'm doing for a limited time, because up till now, I have not offered this publicly. I am today, but we're doing a limited time offer where you can get started for as little as $250, and then we can get you on a payment plan. I don't normally do payment plans, but for just a select group that I am finishing for this particular group of students that I'm working with, it will be available for you. And you might be thinking, sounds great, but I can't afford any extra expenses. And what I kind of say as I'm talking about this with students is I'm like, you don't want to be like the 90% of artists and record labels and music entrepreneurs that fail. You can't afford not to. And so I have students who really show me how committed they are. And it's really amazing because they'll borrow money if they need to. They will get a loan, right? They will get business credit. And so I think, it's very telling for the people who are willing to really invest in themselves and who are going to take action and actually do it. And in fact, I think even on this live stream, one of my students was here, and it's really amazing to see kind of what people are doing. So I'll be sure to add the link down below. This is a limited time offer. So if you want to join this group, we have a few more openings, and I would love to have you. So be sure to check that link out down below.